Fire, huh? Amos, till midnight. Freddie? Fred? Hey, I don't want you to feel like I'm nagging at you or anything, but don't you think it's about time that I met your friend down at the Onyx? I mean, it's been a month since you told him about me. I know, because that was the night Belle McKelly plugged her husband and her sister. You know, they say that you found them in the kit together? Gosh, if I ever found Amos slipping into somebody else, boy, I'd throw him a party. Everything's going away great.
It's getting late.
I have been thinking a lot about my action. Whenever I get a really good idea, I write it down in my diary before it goes out of my head. And you know what occurred to me the other day? That all the really knockout acts have, something a little different going on, Like a signature bit. And I thought my thing could be a roof, Give them just enough to get them good and hungry. Always leave them wanting more. Hey, and once I get a name for myself, or maybe we could open up a club of our own, You could run it, and I could be the headliner. What's the idea?
Wake up, kiddo. You ain't never gonna have an act.
Says who?
Face it, Roxy. You're a two-bit talent with skinny legs. I'm just a furniture salesman.
Yeah, but you got connections, That guy down at the club.
There's no guy.
Yeah, that night.
The first time I set foot in that joint, I was collecting on a bet from the trombone player.
So you never told anyone about me?
Sugar, you were hot stuff. I would have said anything to get a piece of that.
And then, now?
We had some laughs. Let's just leave it at that.
You can't do this to me.
You can't? Ah! Ah! You touch me again, I'll put your lights out.
Wait.
Your husband will be home soon. Why don't you watch yourself? Wait, go hitting those sheets again.
You're a liar, Fred.
Yeah, so what?
You lied to me. You lied
That's life, sweetheart. That's life.
Yes, son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Why are you bothering, Sal? This one's all wrapped up. I hear it's a New City record. I'm killing.
It's a confession in an hour for life.
Where did you take the murder weapon? I keep a gun in the underwear drawer, just in case of trouble,
Well, that's just fine. Sign right there, Mr. Hart.
Freely and gladly. Freely and gladly.
And mind you don't say we beat it out of you when you get up on the witness stand.
No, I gave myself up. Surrendered to my own free will.
Isn't he the cheerful murderer?
Shooting a burglar ain't murder. Just last week a jury thanked a man.
I'm always grateful for citizens who know the law. Get in there. You too. Sit down. Okay. From the top.
Well, a man's got a right to protect his home and his loved ones, right?
Of course he has.
Well, I come home from the garage and I see him climbing through the window.
Uh-huh.
With my wife, Roxy, laying there, sleeping like an angel.
That true, Mrs. Hart?
I'm telling you, it's the God's honest truth. My wife had nothing to do with it. She wouldn't hurt a worm, not even a worm. It wasn't until I fired the first shot she even opened her eyes. Boy, she's some heavy sleeper. I always said she could sleep to the St. Patty's Day parade. When I think of what would have happened if I went out for a beer with the guys instead of coming straight home, it makes you sick even thinking about it.
For her first number, Miss Roxy Hart would like to sing a song of love and devotion dedicated to her dear husband, Amos.
Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but he doesn't care. He'll string along. He loves me so, that funny honey of mine. Sometimes I'm down, sometimes I'm up, but he follows round like some droopy eye. He loves me so, that funny honey of
Like I said,
mine.
even after I shot him, he kept coming at me, so I had to pull the trigger again.
He ain't no chic, that's no great physique, and Lord knows he ain't got the smarts. But look at that soul, I tell you that hole is a whole lot greater than the sum of his parts. And if you know him like me, I know you'd agree. What if the world slandered my name? Why, he'd be right there, taking the blame. He loves me so, and it all suits me fine. That funny, sunny, honey, of mine.
Just supposing he had violated her or something. You know what I mean? Violated?
I know what you mean.
Or something. Think how terrible that would have been. It's a good thing I got home from work on time. I'm telling you that.
Loves me so,
I say I'm telling you that.
honey, honey of mine.
And the deceased Fred Casely.
Fred Casely? How could he be a burglar? My wife knows him. He sold us our furniture. He gave us 10% off.
Lord knows he ain't got the smarts.
He told me he was a burglar.
You mean he was dead when you got home?
She had him covered in the sheet, and she's telling me some cock and bull story about this burglar and how I ought to say I did it because I was sure to get off. Help me, Amos, she says. It's my goddamn hour.
Now he shut off his trap. I can't stand that sound. Look at it go. Telling me
Nothing's too sound in me, huh?
one more story what I have with me.
Boy, I've got at the garage working like about 14 hours a day, and she's up there looking on bonbons and tramping around like some goddamn floozy. Thought you could pull the wool off my eyes. How was it for you? Little things I'm doing, and this time she puts me too far. Boy, sap, my boy.
You double crosser, you big blabbermouth! You promised you'd stay.
What are you talking about? You've been stinging me, Roxanne! You told me he's a burglar! The whole time you've been getting jealous!
You are a disloyal husband! Look, it's true. I shot him. But it was self-defense. He was trying to burgle me.
From what I hear, he's been burgling you 3 times a week for the last month. So what do you say, missus?
That's him, all right.
Thank you. Your story doesn't wash, Mrs. Hart. So try this on for size. Fred Casey was a good time on the side with Goofy here as a meal ticket.
Meal ticket? He could buy my liquor.
Fred Casely could? With a wife and 5 little Casleys? Or did you forget to mention them?
What?
All his.
Bastard! I killed him and I would kill him again!
Once was enough, dearie. Take her downtown.
Oh, come on, it's a shame. You're beautiful face. Why'd you shoot him, huh? What'd you give us, a profile with a little smile like the girl from the toothpaste stand?
Run while you can. Take this down. Assistant District Attorney Harrison says this is a hanging case. I'm ready to go to the jury tomorrow. Not so tough anymore, are you? Take her down to the Cook County Jail.
Come on, spin me headline. Why'd you shoot? Was he cruel to you? He beat you? Was he giving you one around?
Okay.
Online. 31 inches.
31. The matron's on her way, so don't get too cozy.
Put out that cigarette.
Ever had Morton before? She's fine. As long as you keep her happy.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the keeper of the keys, the countess of the clink, the mistress of Murderer's Row, matron Mama Morton.
Ask any of the chickies in my pen. They'll tell you I'm the biggest mother hen. I love them all and all of them love me. Because the system works, the system called reciprocity. On your feet. Welcome, ladies. Got a little motto, always sees me through. When you're good to mama, mama's good to you. I think it'll make your life a living hell. It's just not true. There's a lot of favors I'm prepared to do. You do one for mama, she'll do one for you. Like be a friend if you let me. So if there's something that upsets you or makes you unhappy in any way, shoot your fat ass mouth off of me, because I don't give a shit. Now move it out. They say the life is tit for tat, if that's the way I live. I deserve a lot of tact for what I've got to give. Don't you know that just washes that one too? When you're good to mama, mama's it must be hard. Ain't you a pretty one? Thank you, man. Don't call me mama. I'm here to take care of you. Now you'll be habitating down in the East Block. Murderer's Row, we call it.
Is that nicer? I really belong in here. I didn't actually do anything wrong.
I need to tell you, honey, I ain't never heard of a man getting killed when he didn't get just what was coming to him. Hey, mama! Come here. Come here.
Thelma Kelly. You're the Thelma Kelly. Do you know I was there that night? I was there the night that you got arrested.
Yeah, you and half of Chicago. Look at this, mama. An editorial announcing me in Red Book magazine. Not in memory do we recall so fiendish and horrible a double homicide. Baby, you couldn't buy that kind of publicity. Couldn't buy it? I guess I can keep this then. Nice try. If you want my gravy, never my ragu. Spice it up for mama. She'll get hot. When they pass that basket, folks contribute too. You put in for mama, she'll put out for you. The folks atop the ladder are the ones the world adores. So boost me up my ladder, kid, and I'll boost you up yours. Let's all stroke together like the Princeton crew. When you're stroking mama, mama's stroking you. So what's the one conclusion? I can bring this number 2. When you're good to mama, mama's
Mama, it's kind of freezing in here. You don't think maybe there's something wrong with the heat? Not that I'm complaining, mind you, but you know, if you got a couple extra blankets tucked away.
Lights out, ladies. Squish.
Cicero. Lip shits.
And now, the 6 merry murderesses of the Cook County Jail in their rendition of the Cell Block Tango.
Lip shits. Pop. 6.
Squish.
Cicero. Lip shits. Pop. 6. Squish. Cicero. Lip shits. Pop. 6. Squish. Cicero. Lip shits. Pop. 6. Squish. Cicero. Lip shits. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same. Pop. 6. Squish. Cicero. Shits. 6. Squish. Cicero. You know how people have these little habits that get you down? Like Bernie. Bernie liked to chew gum. No, not chew. Pop. So I came home this one day and I'm really irritated and I'm looking for a little bit of sympathy. And there's Bernie lying on the couch, drinking a beer and chewing. No, not chewing. Popping. So I said to him, I said, you pop that gum one more time. And he did. So I took the shotgun off the wall and I fired 2 warning shots into his head. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have heard it, I bet you would have done the same.
I met Ezekiel Young from Salt Lake City about 2 years ago, and he told me he was single, and we hit it off right away.
So we started living together. He'd go to work, he'd come home, I'd fix him a drink, we'd have dinner.
And then I found out. Single, he told me. Single my ass. Not only was he married, oh no, he had 6 wives. One of those Mormons, you know. So that night when he came home from work, fixed him his drink, as usual. You know, some guys just can't hold their arsenic.
He had it coming. He had it coming. He just come out. It's right. And then he used it.
Now I'm standing in the kitchen, carving up a chicken for dinner, minding my own business. In storms my husband Wilbur in a jealous rage. You've been screwing the milkman, he said. He was crazy, and he kept on screaming, you've been screwing the milkman. And then he ran into my knife. He ran into my knife 10 times.
If you'd have been there, if you'd have Маньякою гіршлоком ляпок томоферів. Ін миглящим томофеєм. Тенемегос. Інартот ломбойок. Нем тудом. Vermoja Uncle Samkok indantam. Robolto. Arenda Schengen meg marazni. Dinamertadik meg.
Yeah, but did you do it?
Not guilty.
My sister Veronica and I had this double act, and my husband Charlie traveled around with us. Now, for the last number in our act, we did these 20 acrobatic tricks in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, splits, spread eagles, backflips, flip-flops, one right after the other. So this one night before the show, we're down at the Hotel Cicero. The three of us boozing, having a few laughs. And we run out of ice, so I go out to get some. I come back, open the door, and there's Veronica and Charlie doing number 17, the spread eagle. Well, I was in such a state of shock. I completely blacked out. I can't remember a thing. It wasn't until later, when I was washing the blood off my hands, I even knew they were dead.
I loved our Lipschitz more than I could possibly say. He was a real artistic guy. Sensitive. A painter. But he was always trying to find himself. He'd go out every night looking for himself, and on the way, he found Ruth, Gladys, Rosemary, and Irving. I guess you could say we broke up because of artistic differences. He saw himself as alive, and I saw him dead. The dirty bum, bum, bum. The dirty bum, bum,
Pop that gum.
Say
One
my
more
house.
time.
10 times.
It's called Uncle
Number
Stefan
17, the spread eagle.
Artistic differences. Pop. 6. Squish. Cicero. Lipschitz.
What belongs to them?
What's it to you?
Nothing. Heard they were filming. Yeah, the Hanya does all her laundry for $1 a week.
First towels if I can.
Make it quick.
Now, Billy Flynn set a trial date for March 4th. March 7th, you'll be acquitted. March 8th, you know what Mama's going to do for you? Mama's going to put you back. Vaudeville circuit.
So now you're an agent too?
Well, dearie, until Mom Bell installs a private line in your cell, all the calls are got to go through me.
What kind of dough are we talking about?
No, it's a crazy world. I mean, Babe Ruth is wearing rouge and playing a palace for $5,000 a week.
Yeah, and what about someone with real talent?
Well, I've been talking to the boys over at William Morris. And due to your recent sensational activities, they seem to think they can get you $2,500.
$2,500? Gee, the most me and Veronica made was $350.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you have the right representation.
You know what, Mama? I always wanted to play big gym casinos. Do you think you can get me that?
Big Jim's.
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't know. It's going to take another phone call.
How much is that going to cost?
Come on, Val. I feel about you. You're like family to me. You're like one of my own.
Yeah.
I'll do it for $50.
$50 for a phone call? You must get a lot of wrong numbers, Mama.
Oh, Miss Kelly. Got your personals, freshly pressed by yours truly. No, it's my pleasure. Hey, listen, can I ask you something? You know that Harrison guy? Well, he said that what I done is a hanging case and that he's prepared to ask for the maximum penalty.
Yeah, so?
So, I'm scared. I'm sure would appreciate some advice. I mean, especially from someone I admire as much as you. See, since I can remember, I have wanted to be on the stage.
Really? What's your talent? Washing and drying?
No. I danced in the chorus.
Oh.
Well, that was before I met my husband, Amos.
Look, honey, you want some advice? Here it is, direct from me to you. Keep your paws off my underwear, okay?
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
For a muffin. She's something, ain't she? I tell you, no matter how big she gets, she's still as common as ever. I like to help you, dearie. Well, take a look. So, what do you figure on using for grounds?
Grounds.
What are you gonna tell the jury?
I just figured I'd tell them the truth.
The truth. That's a one-way ticket to the death house.
Holy Mother of God.
Oh, relax. I mean, in this town, murder's a form of entertainment. Besides, in 47 years, Cook County ain't never hung a woman yet. So the odds are 47 to 1, they won't hang you.
Joseph.
Talk to the wrong people. What you need is Billy Flynn.
Who?
Billy Flynn. He's only the best criminal lawyer in all of Illinois. Telling you what he don't know about juries and women.
How do you get this, Billy Flynn?
Well, not by praying, dearie. First, you give me $100, and then I make a phone call.
$100? Well, you just... I mean, it seems pretty steep for a phone call.
Oh, but he's worth every cent. I mean, he's never lost a case for a female client yet. A sweet little pussy like yours, well, let's just say justice ain't so blind in Chicago.
He's never lost a case?
Never. Every girl in this place would kill to have Billy Flynn represent.
If we want Bill, B-I-double-L-Y, we're all kids. He's our kind of guy, and who won luck? 'Cause here he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the silver-tongued prince of the courtroom, the one, the only, Billy Flynn!
I don't care about expensive things, cashmere coats, diamond ring, don't mean a thing. All I care about is love. That's what I'm here for. I don't care for wearing silk cravats, ruby studs, satin spats, don't mean a thing. All I care about is love. Give me two eyes of blue, softly say, I need you. Let me see her standing there, and honest mister, I'm a millionaire. For any fine attire, Vanderbilt might admire. No, not me. All I care about is love. Good morning, ladies.
Proszę Kiesiu, to guilty.
You tell us, sweetheart.
Помогите мне, пожалуйста. That's what he's here for.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Miss Kelly, do you remember anything at all about that night?
I passed out completely, Miss Sunshine. I can't remember a thing. Only that I didn't do it.
Any idea who did, dear?
No, however, my client is offering a substantial reward to anyone with information about this crime.
How much is the reward, Miss Kelly?
I don't know. How much?
I'll work it out after the trial. After no more questions, Miss Kelly and I have a lot of work to do.
What's all this about reward?
I'll think of it. Just to write it up on the night and later on.
Thank you.
All he cares about is us.
I'm Roxy. Heart. Mom was asking about me.
Oh, yeah, right, the cute one.
Oh, well, I was hoping that you might represent me.
You got $5,000?
That's a lot of money. Mom didn't say anything about $5,000.
Yeah.
Look at Mr. Flynn. Not very good at this sort of thing, but maybe we could make some sort of arrangement between us. And I could be an awfully good sport.
Good, you got that out of your system. Now listen, you mean just one thing to me. You call me when you got $5,000.
All he cares about is us.
Show me long raven hair flowing down out to there. When I see her running free, keep your money, that's enough for me. I'm gonna get back a car or throw it down. No, not me. All I care about is doing a guy in, taking on you, twisting the wrist, that's turning the screw. All I care about
Oh, he'll see you now.
Well, hello, Andy.
Amos. My name is Amos.
That's right. Take a seat. You know, you're a remarkable man.
Huh?
Your wife two times you, plugs the guy, and tries to pin it on you. Most men let a dame like that swing, but no. You're sticking by her. Makes you a hero in my eyes.
That's right. I'm a hero.
Did you bring the money?
I didn't do as well as I hoped, but I will, Mr. Flynn. I will.
Oh, this is only 1,000.
Plus there's 300 I borrowed from the guys down at the garage. There's 700 from the building and loan fund.
2,000.
And that's all I got so far. But I'll give you $20 off my salary every week. I'll give you notes with interest, double, triple, till every cent is paid. I
Well,
promise.
you came to me yesterday. I didn't ask if she was guilty. I didn't ask if she was innocent. I didn't ask if she was a drunk or a dope fiend. No. All I said was, do you have $5,000? You said yes, but you don't have $5,000. So I figure you're a dirty liar, and I don't waste my time with dirty liars.
Look. I'm real sorry, Mr. Flynn.
On the other hand, your devotion to your wife is really very, very touching. I took your wife's case, and I'll keep it. Because I play square. Now look, Hart. I don't like to blow my own horn, but believe me, if Jesus Christ had lived in Chicago today, and if he had $5,000 and he'd come to me, things would have turned out differently. All right, this is what we're going to do. By the end of the week, I'm going to have Roxy's name on the front page of every newspaper in town. Sweetest little jazz killer ever to hit Chicago. That's the angle I'm after. You make an announcement, we're going to have an auction. Tell them we got to raise some money for her defense. They'll buy everything she's ever touched. Everything. Your shoes, your dresses, your perfume, your underwear.
And Victrola records. Like the one I was playing when I shot the bastard.
I didn't hear that.
Not that I didn't have grounds for it, Joe. Hey, what are they?
That's when we go to trial. Look, nobody's going to care a lick what your defense is unless they care about you. So the first thing we got to do is work up some sympathy from the press. Now, not all pushovers like Mary Sunshine, but there's one thing they can never resist, and that is a reformed sinner. All right, so tell me, what was your favorite subject in school?
Oh, that was a real
Talk about must have been something you really good at.
Oh, I got high marks on courtesy and hygiene.
Perfect. You wanted to be a nun.
A nun?
Where were you born?
On a chicken farm outside of Lubbock.
Beautiful southern home filled with every luxury and refinement. Where are your parents now?
Probably on the front porch in their rocking chairs.
Parents dead. Family fortune swept away. You were educated at the Sacred Heart. Then you fell into a runaway marriage, left you miserable, alone, unhappy. And of course, you got all swept up in the mad whirl of the city. Jazz, cabarets, liquor. You were drawn like a moth to the flame. Now the mad whirl has ceased, and you are a butterfly, crushed on the wheel.
So it's the moth like the butterfly.
You have sinned, and you are sorry.
God, that's beautiful.
Cut out God. Stay where you're better acquainted. Kid, when I'm through with you, not only will you be acquitted, every man in that jury will want to take you home to meet his mother.
I was born on the beautiful southern continent.
What?
Oh, holy shit! Oh, I'm never gonna get this straight!
Pipe down and swear and look, from here on in, you say nothing rougher than old Pierre. I'll try again.
I was born on...
So I came up with some more things to do on the witness stand. I thought I'd get all teary-eyed, then ask to borrow your handkerchief. Then I thought I'd take a peek at the jury like this. Flashing to the thigh, huh? What do you think?
Sounds great.
Okay, don't you want to hear the rest?
All right, at the top of my list. Well.
Sorry to be late, Mr. Flip.
Uh-huh.
You weren't too bored.
Like it. I like it.
Ariana? I heard your press conference is tomorrow.
Yeah, what's it to you?
Well, you wanted my advice, right? Well, here it is. Don't forget, Billy Flynn's #1 client is Billy Flynn.
Meaning what?
Meaning, don't let him hog the spotlight. You're the one they pay to see.
Now remember, we can only sell him one idea at a time.
Yeah, I can still see him coming at me with that awful look in his eyes. And we both reached for the gun.
That's right, we both reached for the gun. Ready?
Yeah.
Sunshine, my client has just entered a plea of not guilty. Forward to a trial at the earliest possible date. Now, are there any questions? Sunshine.
As you know, my paper is dry. Do you have any advice for young girls seeking to avoid a life of jazz and drink?
Absolutely, yes. Mrs. Hart feels that it was the tragic combination of liquor and jazz which led to the downfall. Next question.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to say how flattered I am that y'all came to see me.
Mrs. Hart is very
You
pleased.
see, I was a moth, crushed on the wheel. You know, a butterfly drawn to the... I bet you want to know why I shot the bastard.
Shut up, Tommy.
Mr. Billy Flynn in the press conference ran. Notice how his mouth never moves. Almost.
Where'd you come from?
Mississippi,
And your parents?
very wealthy,
Where are they now?
6 feet under,
But she was granted one more star.
the convent of the Sacred Heart.
When'd you get here?
1920,
How old were you?
don't remember.
Then what happened?
I met Amos and he stole my heart away, convinced me to love one day.
Oh dear, I can't believe what you've come through. convent girl, a runaway marriage. Now tell us, Roxy.
Who's the Casely? My ex-boyfriend.
Why'd you shoot him?
I was leaving.
Was he angry?
Like a madman. Till I said, Fred, move along. She knew that she was doing wrong.
Then describe it
He came toward me
with the pistol.
from my bureau.
Did you fight him?
Like a tiger. He had strength and she had none. Yet we both reached for the gun. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, both, oh yes, both, oh yes, both. Reach for my gun, my gun, my gun, my gun. Oh yes, both, reach for my gun, for my gun.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, they both, oh yes, they both, oh yes, they both. Reach for the gun, the gun, the gun, the gun. Oh yes, they both, reach for the gun, for the gun.
Understandable, understandable. Yes, it's perfectly understandable. Comprehensible, comprehensible. How bit reprehensible. It's so defensive.
How you feeling?
Very frightened.
Are you sorry? Are you kidding?
What's your statement?
All I say is, come on, choo-choo, jump the truck. I give my life to bring it back. Lay your wife brown, jazz and liquor. And the man who play for fun. That's the thought that came upon me when we both reached for the gun.
Understandable, understandable.
Yes, it's perfectly understandable, comprehensible, comprehensible, not a bit reprehensible. It's so defensible.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Reach for
Let me hear it.
the gun, the gun, the gun. Oh yes, they both. Reach for the gun, for the gun. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Reach
Oh
for
yeah.
the gun, the gun, the gun. Oh yes, they both. Reach for the gun.
I got it.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Reach for the gun, the gun, the gun, the gun. Oh yes, they both. Reach for the gun, for the gun. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Oh yes, they both. Reach for the gun, 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 the gun.
Whoa, reached for the
Move over, Al Capone. The Windy City has taken a new criminal to its heart. The name on everybody's lips is Roxy Hart, the sweetest little lady ever accused of murder in Chicago. Women want to look like her. Fellas want to go out. Some little girls even want to take her home. Don't get any ideas, little lady. On the other side of town, the assistant DA promises the gay little sharpshooter will swing before the year is up.
swing before the year is up.
Who knows? If he lives up to his word, Assistant DA Harrison might become Governor Harrison someday. Back at the scene of the crime, everybody wants a little piece of Roxy Hart. This jar cold drink sent her husband back $20. Maybe this pretty little lady will get some of that famous Roxy style. It seems everybody these days is rooting for Roxy Hart.
Take those broken flowers over to the orphanage and make sure they don't send them. So don't get up. You have any thought that what you want to do after Billy gets you off?
Yeah, I'd like to go on the stage.
Yeah, I figured as much. I already called the Morris office.
Really? How much is that gonna cost me?
What's there to do? 10% of all your tickets.
Yeah, well, we'll see, Mama. Besides, I don't even have an act yet.
Couldn't Fred Casely was you at? I mean, that's all those stiffs in the audience want. To say they saw somebody famous.
It's a freak act. Besides, hi, I'm better than that.
Of course you are. Come on. I mean, you could be as big as Sophie Tucker.
You really think so?
Bigger than Cather and Joseph combined.
You know, I always wanted to have my name in all the papers. Before I met Amos, I used to date this well-to-do, ugly bootlegger. He used to like to take me out and show me up. Ugly guys like to do that. Once it said in the paper, Gangland's Al Capelli seen a shaved tub with cute blonde Kareem. That was me. I clipped it, I saved it. All my life, I wanted to have my own act. But no. Always no, they always turn me down. One big world full of no. And then Amos came along. Safe, sweet Amos. Who never says no. Oh, forget it. I've never done this before. But it is such a special night, and you are such a great audience. And I really feel like I can talk to you, So forget what you've read in the papers, and forget what you've heard on the radio, because I'm gonna tell you the truth. Not that the truth really matters, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. In the bed's apartment, Amos was 0. When he made love to me, it was like he was fixing a carburetor or something. Oh, I love you, honey. I love you. Anyway, I started fooling around. And I started screwing around, which is fooling around without dinner. Then I met Fred Casey, who said that he could get me in a vaudeville. But that didn't quite work out like I planned. I guess it didn't really work out too great for Fred either. So I gave up on the whole vaudeville idea. Because you can't figure after all those years. Opportunities just passed you by. But it ain't. And now, with this one guy gets involved, with all this publicity, I got me a world full of yes! The name on everybody's lips is gonna be Roxy. The lady raking in the chips is gonna be Roxy. I'm gonna be a celebrity, that means somebody everyone knows. They're gonna recognize my eyes, my hair, my teeth, my boobs, my nose. From just some dumb mechanic's wife, I'm gonna be Roxy. Who says that murder's not an art? And who, in case she doesn't hang, can say she started with a bang? Roxy Hart.
Gonna wait outside and like to get to see Roxy.
Think of those autographs outside
Roxy.
And I'll appear in a lavalier that goes all the way down to my waist.
Here a ring, there a ring, everywhere a ring a ling.
But always in the best of taste. I'm a star, and the audience loves me, and I love them. And they love me for loving them, and I love them for loving me. And we love each other. And that's because none of us got enough love in our childhoods. And that shows. Kid.
Spirit up her humdrum life.
I'm gonna be singing.
Roxy, she made a scandal and a star.
And Sophie Tupperell, shit I know, to see her naked fills me low. Roxy
I just can't take it anymore. I can't go anywhere without hearing about that damn tomato.